Rojas drives that in the air. Verdugo takes it as Grisham makes the catch in left center for the second out. And a little laugh shared from Grisham and Verdugo.
Grisham, the owner of 2 Gold Gloves. I think we're going to see a lot of him in center field this year, Ryan. One more look at it, as you talked about. What's your best put away pitch right here? Are you going outside slider again like you did against Marsh? It was. That's where it was.
Swinging first pitch, chops it weakly to first. That stays fair for the second out as Hall taps the bag. Take a look at the Phillies defense. Marsh in left, Rojas
less aggressive. Essentially needed to have better plate discipline. Nothing wrong with being aggressive.
Stand aggressive there, floats it into shallow right. Catch made by Stevenson for the final out of the first. We go to the second inning. Rodon back to work after a 1-2-3 top. Top of the second inning, Carlos Rodon back to work after a 1-2-3 first. Alec Bohm rolls one to short. Volpe fumbles, recovers in time for the out.
Volpe doing a nice job keeping that ball in front of him, also knowing who was running, so even after the initial fumble, knew he had time to get the out. One more look at it. Pops up on him, keeps it in front of him, collects himself, gets the out, and just kind of right in line with his previous start.
The 3-2. Hit in the air to center field. Grisham waits. 2 down.
And the pitcher that made them sign him to that deal.
Right. It's so true, because I think because of last year, you almost get to a place of, hey, just be decent, right? And that would be a win. But of course, there's also the possibility of him returning to the excellence that we saw those 2 years and that we've seen thus far this afternoon. 6 up, 6 down for Carlos Rodon. 3 strikeouts. Hall the latest. Now Austin Wells, Trent Grisham. The new pitcher for strong numbers a season ago. As Verdugo chops to first. 2 pitches and 1 out.
He also talked about how he had been a radio play-by-play guy before that. A legion of Yankee fans know him as the TV voice, but he was a radio person making the transition.
A walk here to Kingery, the first base runner to reach for Philadelphia.
You're looking for a spot on the outside corner with your fastball. You just miss. You see in the
all of his misses today thus far have felt close or purposeful. As Verdugo hunts that one down in left center for the first out. Grisham and Verdugo have been cheering.
Coney would throw a Laredo with a ton of tilt. It's not a sweeper when it's coming out of Rodon's hand.
Volpe slides, shovels out at second. Nice play from the Gold Glover Anthony Volpe. 2 down.
Yeah, I think Volpe initially thought if he really hustles, there's a chance to turn 2. He collects himself, makes sure that he gets 1, and then
staterooms are going fast, so be sure to visit legendsofbaseballcruise.com today. Popped up to first. Kevin Smith retired. 1 down. Dominguez, the new pitcher for
better springs, but I also think a player can be a security blanket.
Well, you know what? That's going to help his spring. Wow, that is long gone. Oswaldo Cabrera with his first dinger of the spring, a jolt to right, and it's 1-0 Yankees. I think he wanted to give us something good to talk about from his spring production.
Ryan, just as we were talking about the Yankees knowing who he is, throws it, gets a fastball from Dominguez up and in, and just tattoos it. I used the phrase security blanket, and if you're Aaron Boone and you know what Cabrera can give you, even though the numbers haven't been exactly what you want. He got away from the swing that he was most comfortable with, and then toward the end, when he restored himself, it was more about contact.
Volpe nearly beats out that throw, but is out. Soto goes the other way, foul. A little cooling off after that torrid start from Juan Soto. Oh, for no hits in his last 13 at bats. Get it out of the way before next Thursday.
We're still getting to know Soto, so I've never had the chance to ask him this question. And again, it's spring training. Paul O'Neill used to think that the 0 for 10s were going to become 0 for 20s, and that he was never going to get another hit. That's the way he approached those slumps.
Yeah, it'd be interesting how does Soto approach them as he rolls out to second for the Yankees. Get on the board. Oswaldo Cabrera trying to make sure he makes this roster. Goes out to right. It's 1-0 Yankees after 3. And no, he continues to not hit on the field, but hit indoors. Where do you have Judge at right now, and how's the progress?
Good. Another good day today. He had velocity yesterday inside. I know he's working on the breaking ball machine today, so he's came through today, good to go, and should be in there coming out of the off day on Wednesday. So, yeah, he's good, ready to go.
And sticking with injury updates, Aaron.
Good news this morning, because the way he went down was a little bit concerning, especially as tough as DJ is and the way he kind of wears things. I knew right away, like, again, it's like this is not something we're going to, you know, yeah, I don't want days as we go. Yes.
Well, Aaron, that's going to do it for our chat. Another smooth inning from Rodon. We appreciate the time as always. Thanks, man.
All right. Thanks, guys.
All right. That is Yankees skipper Aaron Boone joining us. 4 no-hit innings from Carlos Rodon. And some detailed updates from him on the work. He's looked good through these first 4. Torres. Second straight at bat. We've seen Torres. Turns on that. Rips it down the left field line. That one is going to go to the wall. Gleyber Torres with a smash double as Brandon Marsh retrieves it. And the Yankees with the leadoff man in scoring position.
One more look at this 3-2 pitch. Soto comes in with the fastball. Torres is right on it. And as we've already discussed, Ryan, the ability to show more plate discipline, you're going to get yourself into better counts. You get into a 3-2 count, it's a spot where the pitcher leading off an inning, he doesn't want to walk you. He's going to throw you something you can do some damage. As you mentioned, he talked about being...
Well, Stanton cracks that into center field right at Rojas. Torres tags and goes to third. So a productive first out and a hard hit one off the bat of Stanton. Runner on third, one out.
Now that's a positive for Stanton. We're going to go back to LeMahieu in a second, but this is high velocity and this is Stanton being on it. Yes, it resulted in an out. You could see the sigh there from him, but Soto brings the heat. And I am going to tell you, Ryan, that is as impressive from a Yankee perspective. So that loud out is meaningful.
Here's Verdugo taking a strike.
Yeah, but they're not going to mess around with DJ LeMahieu. Yeah. That year is ready to go. And as you noted, Boone said they're not going to take any chances. We all point towards game 1 of this. If you're not ready for that first game or that first series, there's still a lot of baseball you can contribute to.
Verdugo slaps a single to center field. Torres will score. The Yankee lead is 2-0 on the RBI single from Alex Verdugo.
Yeah, left on left. This is something you give Verdugo a lot of credit. I keep talking about Soto's velocity, but Verdugo staying right on that pitch drive. Let's see what happens with DJ LeMahieu.
Right, maybe he's
let's
back
see
in
if he,
there a couple
right, exactly. If he has some at-bats within the next however many days it ends up he's had in the past.
Here's the 0-1 to Wells. Wells lines that into right center. That's a base hit. Verdugo's going to turn and go to third. Gets it done.
You're really leaning in on the facial hair, huh?
I am. Here goes Wells, headed for second. And that's rare. Austin Wells had gone many a year without getting thrown out until last season. And we saw a stolen base earlier in the spring. Here he gets thrown out.
So I talked to him about this in Tampa.
Completely extended on the top of the bat like that.
Could I say Ty Cobb?
That's what. That's the one example I was thinking.
That's about the only thing I'm thinking of is it.
Swinging there. Flies it into left for the final out of the fourth. But the Yankees get another run, an RBI single from Verdugo. We go to the fifth.